course, Bobby said that he thinks maybe the city, we talked to you already about getting a chance and all this stuff, but he said maybe the city embraces him because he's a blue-collar player and this is a blue-collar city. What's your vantage point of his reception here?
I would agree. I mean, he's a hard worker, a guy that puts it all out there on the court. He just told you how he was in the gym the other day. On the day off, he's a guy that's going to keep working no matter what.
And you heard him say the 12 o'clock rule. Do you subscribe to that? And what's the balance between figuring this one out and then moving on to Game 6?
Mine's a little bit longer. I like to watch a lot of film, so after I watch that film of this game, dissect it, think about it. By the time waking up in the morning, be on to the next.
Joe Bart.
So you'll go home tonight and watch the game?
Yeah.
A little wine or beer, anything?
Sometimes. It just depends on how I feel, my body feels tonight. Just probably be a whole bunch of water and Pedialyte.
There you go. You've played without Giannis a bunch in the regular season, and it is what it is. But in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals without your guy, how much more did you put on yourself to make sure you guys won tonight?
I didn't. I know a lot of people expect me to do that. For me, it's just figuring out the game, playing within the game, finding ways to get myself involved, but also others. Knowing that the focal point is going to be me a lot more, and Drew also. I think Drew did a great job of setting the tone first. He got himself going. He got other guys involved, Brooke, Bobby, but then myself. I just try to pick my spots, find where I can attack and be aggressive and take advantage.
In the start of the fourth quarter, I think the ball's in your hands for the first, let's say, 5 or 6 possessions. Just what were you seeing there? It felt like, to me, Bo was like, hey, Drew's out, we got to give it to you, close this thing.
Yeah, I mean, with Giannis out, Dante out, we don't have as many ball handlers. I think it was myself and Bryn as the guards out there, and I think we'd rather have Bryn, off the ball shooting, be ready to shoot more space on the floor. So he just put the ball in my hands, we ran pick and roll, and after that, just play the game, read the defense, read where my shots are coming from, read where I get the ball to Brooke or other guys. But it's just playing within the flow and reading the defense out of a pick and roll.
Can you take me through it a little bit? It felt like Brooke was obviously a priority rolling, but you also find Bryn on the skip to the other side. Just kind of what were you seeing specifically with Brooke rolling down the middle?
Brooke had such a dominant game, rolling and getting by the basket. He cracked it so. He got so many guys coming to him. After that, just finding where the help is coming from. Even the guy tucked a couple of threes in the corner. He just missed some great shots. Bryn hit one. But the focal point was Brooke, finding him at the rim and then playing through that and seeing where the help was coming from, or if I could throw it to him.
I mean, it isn't unusual for Drew to take over games, but just what do you think of him at the start of this game kind of saying, hey, we're going to put a stamp on this?
I love it. I mean, that's what we need. We need aggressive Drew at all times. He's a hell of a player on both sides of the ball offensively. Like I said, he got it going early, which gave us a lot of confidence.
Jim?
Hey, Chris, to kind of follow up, I guess, on both of those. With Drew first, how does your offense change a little bit when he's sort of initiating? I know Giannis sometimes brings it up. I know you guys too, but when it's clearly, at the start, he's kind of setting that up. I guess, does it change much, or how does he, can guys move, I guess, when he's...
We were just playing through him. Okay. I mean, letting him make the decisions, making him make the drives, the shots. Like I said, he's our point guard when he plays aggressive. It's great for us. It gives everybody confidence and he gets everybody going.
Obviously, you want Giannis on the floor. When he's out, though, and you mentioned Brooke, was that as they say, game plan? But was it kind of, I guess, because knowing what he can do in the paint, especially when he doesn't have to really get out of Giannis's way inside, right? And he's just sort of the big. Was that a part of the game plan, or was it just he's moving and feeling good? And
I think he just saw it. I think he just saw where the opening was for him to be aggressive and be a force. And tonight that was slashing a lot, that was rolling a lot. He could play both inside and out, but he does a great job reading the game and figure out where he could get his spots and, like I said, be aggressive and be a force.
Steven Watson.
Hey, Chris, I know the other night Giannis spoke pretty glowingly about you after your big performance, and I wanted, you know him as well as anybody inside that locker room and how tough it is for him to watch a game from the sidelines. what has impressed you most about how he's handled the last 48 hours and just the way that he was so animated on the bench throughout this entire game and just his presence, what it means to this team?
His presence means a lot. Two-time MVP, future Hall of Famer. So when he speaks, he listens. We listen. When he's around, we love it. He has so much knowledge. He's been through a lot. It's hard, for him to sit out in one of the biggest, playoff series of his career. But, he just got to find a way to deal with it. We all do. I know he's itching to get back out there. I know he's trying to play the other night. I know he's trying to play tonight. But right now, he just got to try to take care of himself the best way he can so he could get back out there.
Time for one more to Vinny Goodwill.
Hey, Khris, the other night, or maybe a few nights ago, Bobby had mentioned, players can be, their size can be measured and all these other different tangible things, but you can't measure their heart. He was talking about you. How much of that can be applied to him as far as the measurables? You can't really determine his full value until you actually see him out there playing with the energy and some of the other things that he's picked up on.
You can't. He's a guy that wears his heart on his sleeve. You can see it every night. It's crazy. He didn't play much in the Brooklyn series. He was disappointed, but he didn't complain about it or whatnot. He stayed locked in and stayed ready. He's had a huge impact in this series so far. That just shows you the type of character guy he is, and what he's all about. He's all about winning and working and staying, ready for whenever his moment comes.
All right, thanks, Khris.
Thanks.